They said a lot, but I want to go back to a video that I did last year, September 2023, so almost a year ago, where I said how they started this software for their AI was by talking to each other, pretending to be me. So they were able to talk to one another and use sort of my phrasing. And of course, these videos help them. I think this is really how they got how I would phrase things, so that when they would start out with scripts, if I change what I'm going to say to something different, they would then have to try to interrupt or talk over. So they're not really leading the conversation. What they really are doing is interrupting and causing confusion. So, for example, we know this couldn't have always been happening. I worked with the public, there wasn't confusion. But what happened was, as they're changing and interrupting and changing what I'm about to say by interrupting me and throwing me off topic, it proves it wasn't always happening. But it also proves that was the goal. The other thing is they keep talking about someone left a nasty comment because I did a post about AI, autonomous weapons, and warfare. And I'll show you, I took a picture of it. So they like, when are you going to use it? When are you going to use it? Like I'm saying, they just said they're like little children. But what I'm saying is that to take you on this journey of what I'm going through, I want you to see the truth. So they said, I can't accept that they're changing what I'm saying. That's my whole point. I'm the one saying that they're doing it, but I'm also saying it wasn't always happening. I think they keep changing. I think they have a hard time understanding that this wasn't always happening. That was what I'm trying to prove. I'm not trying to prove that they're not causing chaos, confusing me, and interrupting me. That is not what I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to prove this wasn't always happening and how this was the way they were going to change what my life story was. I am telling you, I have proof that this was not always happening. They are saying I want to disagree with them that they're doing something now. No, I'm trying to prove the same thing they're trying to prove. But what I'm explaining is that it proves it wasn't always happening and that this new chaos is something new. It wasn't always happening. I think that makes sense. The other big deal about why they didn't want me to use this comment that I'm going to use as a thumbnail is because they wanted to make me seem like I'm sensitive. But I always worked in areas and went into fields where you have to be kind of hard and tough enough to deal with the criticism. So when they're talking about, well, we thought you were sensitive, then why, how can you be in the environments that I've always been in and be sensitive? And then now I hear them talking, so it means they're trying to understand that. Meaning, I go into fields where you really have to be able to deal with criticism. You have to deal with rejection. You have to deal with people, judgment. That's what it is, judgment. And I think the reason they did this way is because they have a hard time dealing with rejection and judgment. It takes a certain type of personality. And that's part of what I'm talking about when we talk about personality assessments. A personality assessment, and I don't like them because I think that these types of people use it to take advantage of people. But a personality assessment is based on you. It's not based on someone's judgment of you, which is part of why I think this system they created of trying to think like me is never going to be right. They can't get into the headspace that life is full of rejection. We are judged all the time. People aren't going to like you, and they can't get into that headspace because every time they try to get into that headspace, they flip into what they think I'm thinking. Meaning, this was supposed to be my thoughts, not their thoughts of me. And every time they want to get close enough to make it so that it's their what I'm thinking, it's like they hit a wall. And I said this in a previous video, how talking to some people is like talking to a wall. They hit a wall where they turn into judging me. That's what it is. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. They can't stop judging me long enough to get into my thought process. They just said something. If you are trying to, and we talked about this, do unto others as you want done unto you, you wouldn't be creating AI to clone my personality or to clone what I'm about to say anyway. but you would be able to say, okay, she's thinking this. The moment they get to that point, they get upset. It's like they go into they 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 guard themselves because what they're really hearing and what they're really seeing is rejection, and they can't accept that. So I'm just going to put that into another sentence and then I'm going to end this video. The moment they try to put themselves into my thought process, they feel that rejection and they can't accept it. They can't accept rejection. And that's why this program isn't working, because it's not based on my mind. It's based on what they think I'm thinking and their judgment of me. Thank you for watching.